Earthrise. Easily the most polarizing Hasbro Transformers wave of the internet era. I mean, everybody and their mother fell on one side or the other. They either loved it top to bottom or they hated it top to bottom. The lone exception being the Titan Scorponok. I can't find anyone who despises that figure. And for good reason. It's pretty freaking awesome. But there's one figure in particular I feel like should get more love than it actually does get. And that is Commander Class SkyLynx. A figure that if you're in my circle of collectors, everyone in my circle can't stand this figure. They can't stand it. They think it's too much of this or too much of that, or too little this or too little that. It's a whole thing. Me personally, being the contrarian I am, I tell people the truth, that it's freaking awesome. But I wanted to do a review based on 2023 standards, since this bad boy is getting a re-release. And I wanted to see if this guy still holds up as much as he did the day I got him. So I decided to dust off the old boy, dragon, cat, bird thing, and give this guy another whirl. So for your viewing pleasure, please join me as I review Earthrise, Commander Class, SkyLynx. But before we do, please make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Definitely comment, because I want to hear your opinions on this figure. And now, without further ado, let's start the show. The first thing you'll notice right out the box with this guy, and I noticed right out the box, is that this dude's heavy. Like, he's got a good amount of weight to him. And being a combiner, a real combiner, unlike Motormaster, who needs the rest of the Stunticons to be a combiner, shots fired, he definitely has that quality feel to him. And the details are pretty darn epic with all the molded in detail. Like, this dude looks like a space shuttle that's carrying a bunch of crap on it. but the best part is that he's a combiner. So he's combined right now. So let's uncombine him. Which brings in the first point of contention. The fact that the locking mechanism to combine the two halves is wonky, to say the least. Some people, when they first got these, they wouldn't even lock in place. Wonky wasn't even turn; it wouldn't even do it. It was like I kind of perfected the push down, slap down motion to get this thing back in perfect order. But it works once you kind of beat it up a bit and kind of figure out the pattern. So yeah, just got to point that out very quickly. So let's first focus on the links. Now, great thing about this guy, he has his gimmicks because he has a carrying function. So if you want to shove some mini cons in there, some headmasters, the options are there if you want to do that. And yes, the entrance and exit is on his backside. Yes, perv. Now, I get some of the beef with this figure, this portion of the figure, where people are like, well, the back doesn't arch properly, it doesn't have like that sort of cat look it did in the show. And I'm like, well, the engineering extras on that, they're possible, but I feel like it would have robbed this a little bit of the stability, and it is stable. And man, he has ratchets everywhere. I mean, seriously, he has ratchets like a third-party figure ratchets. Like, they're freaking everywhere. And he even has outward butterfly to give him even that little bit extra posability. I mean, granted, it's for the base mode mostly, but it just gives him just that little bit of extra that just pushes it over the top to give him the premium feel. Now for the shuttle / sky mode, bird, yeah, comes equipped with landing gear. I mean, once again, the little things. But yeah, in bird mode, he is basically just a big dragon bird thing. Because there's like, first of all, another point of contention, the legs. The legs in the bird mode are just trash. Like, they don't, he can't stand up at all. It's just what it is. It can't support the weight because they're tiny little bird legs, like little ostrich legs. But at least the ostrich can like support its upper body weight, but still, that's beside the point. But yeah, even those ratchets everywhere. So if you can get this guy in a standing position, he actually will stand up and hold the pose because of the ratchets. Now the wings on this are another point of contention because some people got wings that were floppy messes. And I'm happy to report that they're not floppy messes on mine. But the thing about it is, I don't know if it was with time or whatever, but there's no like middle posing with these wings. They're either all the way up or all the way down. That's it. there's no middle area with this guy. Which begs the question, why weren't more ratchets put in the wings? That's my only real beef with the wings. It's like, where are the ratchets and the wings? But he has an amazing amount of detail. Even the tail has joints. Like, the tail's superposable. The neck on this guy's superposable because he has ratchets in the neck everywhere. It's just a superposable figure. Very well done in that regard. Also, like the Lynx, his mouth opens and closes and can accept blast effects. But, But speaking of blast effects, let's talk about accessories for a second. He comes with 2 side-mounted guns, that's basically your side-mounted guns, and blast effects, which are the blast effects from Omega Supreme. They just recolor them. And yeah, I mean, it's a decent spread of accessories, but what more can you do with this guy? Like, for the longest time I was trying to think, what else could you have included with this guy that isn't already there? I think the only thing that could have been included would maybe some kind of alternate or additions to the feet to make it look like claws, to actually give it sort of like that Lynx look with the sharp claws on the feet. But other than that, like, what else could you really have given this guy to make him more SkyLynx? I don't know. Alright, now for another point of contention. Not because of the actual point here, but because the concept exists, and that's the base mode. So I'm going to make my opinion on this one very clear. Outside of Omega Supreme, this is the best base mode ever conceived by Hasbro, by far. I would debate any third-party company that came out with a base mode. This is probably up there, if not better, than most of those as well. I will stand on that hill. I will die on that hill. I love this base mode. This base mode literally was the selling point for this figure for me. It's the thing that pushed it over the top. I would have probably bought this anyway, but the idea that I can just have it in a launch pad mode and just leave it there and admire it from afar, especially a kid who was obsessed with Star Wars and space and, space travel. This right here was the stick. It stuck the landing for me. Yeah, it just does. It does everything that I wanted to do. It has the details that I would want to have for a sort of a launch bay, like battle station. Like, it just does. It just does everything well. So yeah, this is definitely a pickup if you haven't gotten it already. Like, pre-order this figure. I'll throw that link in the description. But yeah, pre-order this figure. Get this figure. Get the re-release. And anybody who kind of balked at this figure and kind of doesn't like it because it's too easy to transform, it's too this, it's too that. But honestly, that's the appeal. I mean, you can't, because in the community, the Transformers community, you can't be mad at something that's like a bunch of steps but gives you the look you want, whereas this one gives you the look you want, but it's maybe 10 steps per transformation, maybe 12. But yeah, it gives you everything you want in a short amount of time. So you can literally pick up and begin to play. You can pick up and pose. You can do everything immediately. So when I want a complex transformation, I have those. When I want sort of a mid-tier transformation, I have those. When I want a simple, just pick up, pose it, do something with it, I have figures like this. And that's why this thing overall is a great value. I love this figure. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. Did you ever pick up Earthrise SkyLynx? Are you looking to pick up Earthrise SkyLynx? You don't even care about Earthrise? You're kind of like the people who think Earthrise is the worst line ever? Or you people who think that Earthrise is great, but SkyLynx, it's just not for you? Yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. Also, make sure you check out the community page. I'll post a link to that in the description as well. I post pre-orders that come up, I post sales as I find them, and I post any restocks that I come across. Also, check out my Amazon affiliate link in the description. All you have to do if you need to buy anything from Amazon is just click on the link and buy away. Amazon will pay me a small commission for everything you buy. It's a great way to support the channel, and it doesn't cost you anything extra. And with that, be safe, be good, and it's the Drunken Prime, cracking open another beer and signing off.